take it back to the transfer window of 2013, a transfer window like no other. Like every other season, this transfer window was also full of rumors and speculations. That summer was sure to light up the eyes of every football fan around the world. The German golden boy Götze, moving from arch-rivals Bayern Munich from Borussia Dortmund. The Brazilian maestro Neymar making a move to Barcelona. Another German magician Özil marking his arrival at Arsenal. All these high-profile moves made that transfer window quite remarkable. But the one other transfer that really stood out and made strides around the footballing world was the much-awaited and much-talked-about transfer of a certain Welshman to the city of Madrid. It was none other than Gareth Bale. Bale moved to Real Madrid for a whopping £100 million, a then world record fee for a football player. From initially playing left back early on in his career, Bale made his mark on the Spurs team and transitioned to a forward over the years, a move which paid off quite well for him. His goal scoring, his playmaking, his overall gameplay earned him plenty of plaudits, and eventually a move to Madrid. Bale opened the curtains on his Real Madrid career against Villarreal in a 2-2 draw, in which he scored a goal. Bale went on to play quite an integral part in his team's success that campaign, as the most coveted trophy in club football, the Champions League trophy, went to Madrid's trophy cabinet. They also won the Copa del Rey that year, defeating Barcelona in a thrilling 2-1 game. Safe to say, the goal Bale scored in the Copa del Rey final that year was one of the finest goals he ever had.
Without Cristiano Ronaldo.
Fast forward 2 years, and Madrid were in the Champions League final once again. And Bale was the main talisman for his team alongside Ronaldo. Bale had performed well enough to earn him a spot in that year's UEFA Squad of the Season, a place he was quite familiar with, having been in the competition's team of the season in 2011 and 2013. His bicycle kick goal in the Champions League final in 2018 against Liverpool was probably one of the greatest goals Bale ever scored in his career, even topping his Copa del Rey goal versus Barcelona in 2014. Some even regard this goal as one of the best in the history of the game, given the stage it was scored at. Over the years, Bale certainly lived up to the hype that was once associated with a scrawny young kid from Wales. That kid went on to become a world-class footballer, earned a move to Real Madrid for a world record fee, became the leading scorer for his country, named Welsh Footballer of the Year a record 6 times, never stopped winning personal accolades. The list goes on. He eventually became part of the renowned triad BBC alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema, where he contributed tremendously. Some even say that Bale was better than Ronaldo at free kicks, but he just didn't score as many simply because it was the Portuguese stepping up to take them most of the time. However, Bale's Madrid career has taken a turn for the worse in the last couple of years, with constant jeering and whistling by the home fans. This should come as no surprise, however, as Madrid players are prone to this kind of reception, given the high standards of football that the fans expect out of them. A dip in form, and you're on the firing line. The first time this happened was back in 2015. Bale was jeered for shooting instead of passing to Ronaldo in an attacking situation. His injury record in the previous years have made patterns worse for him. Probably the worst aspect of this whole Bale situation is the way the Spanish press have fueled on this. With headlines and tabloids that constantly took aims at the Welshman, it came to no surprise that the words used for him by the Spanish media, like ball hog and parasite, by a renowned newspaper like Marca, rang loudly in the ears of the people in Madrid and were eventually expressed by them in the form of booing. What seemingly instigated the Madrid fans even more was when Bale responded to Real's former player and sporting director Peja Mijatovic's comments on him being focused on Wales and golf more than he was on Madrid. The following is an excerpt from Mijatovic's infamous interview where he talks about Bale. But to have someone like that at the club, who they say isn't integrated and has other more important worries than his own team and his club, the first thing he thinks about is Wales, then golf, and after that, Real Madrid. After Wales qualified for the Euro 2020, Bale celebrated with a flag that read Wales, Golf, Madrid, in that order, which was a harmless jibe at the comments made on him. But apparently, it didn't bode well with the fans, and Bale didn't do himself any favors in winning back the support of the Madrid fans. The Spanish newspaper Marca ran with the image of a happy-looking Bale and Joe Rodon in Welsh training gear, alongside the headline, "It doesn't hurt anymore." Bale was also called a parasite by a journalist. Asked after the game if he had a specific message to the journalist, Bale said,
I don't need to send a message, honestly. I don't need to send anything. It's a waste of my time. It's disgusting, and they should also be ashamed.
He went on to release a statement via social media to reveal that malicious stories like Marca's can impact footballers' mental health, and he wants media organizations to be held accountable for what they write. At a time where people are taking their own lives because of the callousness and relentlessness of the media, I want to know who is holding these journalists and the news outlets that allow them to write articles like this accountable, Bale said on Twitter. This week, Madrid clinched their 35th La Liga title. However, Bale was nowhere to be seen. This raised even more question marks as to what the future holds for the Welshman at the club. Although Bale has now clarified his absence from the team celebrations by citing a back spasm, not everyone has taken this well and have doubts over his intentions at the club. Bale's Madrid career certainly hasn't gone the way many would have hoped in the last few years. It's natural for every player to have a bad patch in their careers, and when it happens, it's up to the fans as well to play their part and rally behind the player to bring them back up to the level that they know they're at. Madrid fans have certainly been ruthless towards Bale and have completely tarnished his image and disregarded his legend status for the club. Although the fans may disagree, there is no doubt that Bale will indeed go down as a Real Madrid legend. With 106 goals, 67 assists, and 17 trophies in only 258 games with the club, his record speaks for itself. With goals in high-profile finals, his composure speaks for itself. With several personal accolades for club and country, his quality speaks for itself. For now, we don't know how this chapter will end. The man who had signed Bale in 2013, Carlo Ancelotti, is currently in charge of the club and knows why he signed Bale in the first place. Will he let the Welshman go for his own sake, or will he try and convince Bale to win back the fans? We will see. However this story may end, one can certainly say that Gareth Bale will go down as a legend of the club.